One of the easiest, fastest ways to grow your small business or online brand nowadays is by having a personal brand. And this is something that I have implemented in my own business ever since the very beginning, as I started as a photographer all the way up until now being a business coach and educator. It's really something that has been a huge part of my business, and the reason why my brand has continued to grow so much is personal branding. And it's something that I've mentioned in a lot of my videos with you guys, and you've shown a lot of interest in wanting to hear more about it, how you can build a personal brand, what it even is, how to do it, and how you should be doing this online. So we're gonna break all of that down in this video today, and I'm super excited to jump into it with you guys. So the first thing I want to talk about is what even is a personal brand in the first place, because I think we can hear this buzzword, we can hear it so many times, but we don't actually know what it even is. So I would say a personal brand is really what people's perception of you is when you're not in the room to tell them what it is. So it's what they think of you, it's your personality, what they think of your brand, what are the words that come to mind. All of those different things are basically what a personal brand is, and what are the things that people are thinking about when they think about you specifically and your personal brand. Bottom line, it's their perception of your brand based on the things that you share online. And I kind of want to break this down a little bit. And I just want to share that you definitely don't have to share everything about yourself online to have a personal brand. In fact, I think it's smarter to almost curate what you're sharing online, not in a way that's inauthentic. Is that a word? Inauthentic? Not in a way that is not authentic, but in a way that is still genuine to who you are and your personality and what your personal brand brings to the table. But that doesn't mean you have to share everything about your personal life online. You just don't. I definitely don't share everything about my personal life on the internet, and yet I still have a very personal brand. And so I really want to encourage you here before we get any further, if you're already thinking to yourself, but I don't want to share personally about myself online, there are things that you are probably comfortable sharing about online to build your personal brand, and it doesn't mean you have to share everything. The next question you might be asking yourself is, why is a personal brand even important in the first place? So we know what a personal brand is. We know it's their perception of you when you're not in the room, what the things that they are thinking when you are not putting those words in their mouth, that they are thinking of when they think of your brand. And so the reason why we want to grow a personal brand, there are really a few different reasons why a personal brand can be so incredible for a small business owner, for an online brand, for a content creator, no matter what you're doing. If you're a content creator, if you are wanting to grow on YouTube, if you are an influencer, if you are and own any kind of business, if you sell anything, you are a small business owner. And so being a small business owner, one thing that is really beneficial when it comes to having a personal brand is it raises the value of what you offer. So no matter if you are offering free content and bringing people into that, and then, selling them things through affiliate programs and sponsorships, or maybe you are someone who has a physical product shop, or maybe you're someone who sells a service, no matter what it is that you do, having a personal brand helps to raise the value of what you do, because there's only one you. And I know that's a little bit cheesy maybe, but it's absolutely true. There's truly nothing about you 100% that someone else can actually copy, because you are the only person with your unique gifts, your unique talents, your unique personality, the things that you love, and nobody can take that away from you. And so if you build a brand based around those things, it raises the value of what you do, because people fall in love with you. Which leads me to my second point, is having a personal brand allows you to build a business where people are invested in following you as a person in your journey, not just what you sell. So for example, I can use myself as a really good example. I started my small business almost 6 years ago as a photographer. So I was a wedding photographer. I did that that's the only thing I really did in my business for the first 4 to 5 years of my business. And so within photography and within growing my photography business, I was making sure that I was growing a personal brand as well. And really early on, I was having people following me, and even my brides and grooms booking me, because they fell in love with me as a person and who I was, and not just what I offered. And that served me really well in moving into educating others and moving into educating small businesses and what I'm doing now, because I have so many people following me for me and my personality that I'm able to take them on that journey along with me because they love me and who I am and basically who I am. And they love following along with me for that, not just for my pretty wedding photos, right? And so that's allowed me to pivot in my business super easily because I have a personal brand where people are invested in me and my relationship with my husband and my dogs and the fact that I'm obsessed with chai lattes. All of those quirky things about me, people have fallen in love with, and they love following along, whether it's on Instagram or other social media. So the other thing that I wanted to mention here is having a personal brand really helps you to stand out from others in your industry. And I already kind of mentioned this when it came to, a personal brand is something that others truly can't emulate, but I really want to point out here that it is such an easy way to stand out from people who are doing exactly what you are doing. You might believe and truly believe you are the best in your industry and that you provide an amazing experience, amazing product for your customers, but something that can really make you stand out, because there's a lot of people, if you're anything like me and what I am doing, what I've noticed, your space is probably pretty saturated. There's probably a lot of people doing the exact same thing that you are doing. And so the best thing that you can do in your business is figure out what makes you different and not just trying to be the best of everybody else, because there's always going to be someone who's more talented than you. There's always going to be someone who's better than you. But if you can find those things that are different about you that make you stand out, what are the things that you're naturally good at that you can pull into your brand, that's going to make you stand out and make you grow even faster. All right, so the next thing that I really want to dive into with you guys is basically talking about who your target market is when it comes to your small business. Because depending on your target market, depending on your target audience and the people that you want to serve in your business is really going to help for you to decide, okay, what are the things that you're going to share in your personal brand online? What are those things that you're going to share about that's going to connect with your ideal audience? Again, we want to make sure that the things we're sharing about having a strong brand, having a strong business online, make sure that the things that we're sharing about are things that our ideal audience is actually going to connect with and to, make them feel pulled into our personal brand. And that's going to make us stand out from other people in our industry. So it's really important that we first decide, okay, who is our target market? Who are the people who are trying to attract in the business so that we are able to, craft our personal brand even around those things. And you can pick and choose some of the things in your personal life, in your personal brand that you might want to share that's going to connect with your target audience. And again, we're doing this in a very authentic way. We're not trying to be not genuine here. We're going to do it in a genuine, authentic way. Doesn't mean you have to share everything though about your personal life, and you can actually pick and choose things that's going to be really helpful in attracting your target audience. So when it comes to thinking about your target market and really picking and choosing things in your personal brand to share based on that, there are 4 main almost categories that I like to break it up in my mind of the different things that I want to share my personal brand in order to make it impactful. The first thing is probably the more obvious one, and it's what are the different fun facts about yourself and how that might relate to the personality or the person you're trying to attract to your business. So for example, I'll give an example from my photography business. One of the fun facts I like to share all the time is how much I just love dogs. Like I'm very dog obsessed, obviously. I have 2 dogs, and even before I had my 2 dogs though, I grew up with the dogs. So I would share about her a lot. I would share about my clients who had dogs, and it naturally attracted a lot of clients to my business who were also huge dog lovers, or if they were incorporating their dog into their wedding or wanted their dog at their photo session. It really made me stand out even more from other photographers because I included so many photos of dogs and attracted clients who wanted dogs in their photo shoots. And I did that by sharing it on my Instagram, sharing on my blog, things like that, making sure I was just incorporating the fact that I'm a huge dog lover into my brand. Something you can think about here is what are some maybe quirky things about yourself that you are kind of known for with your friends or family? Things that you just for some reason absolutely love, or maybe funny things that you do that you can share about that you can relate to people on more of a surface level, right? So kind of more at the surface, what can bring them in. So something else that I share a lot about within my personal brand is the fact that I love chai lattes. Like I've loved chai lattes like literally since middle school. So it's been a long, long time. And I share a lot about that in my personal brand. And it's something a little bit more, I guess, quirky about myself. It's a little bit more surface level that people just find funny. And also having more surface level fun facts about yourself can actually help help you with brand awareness almost. And so what I mean by that is when people see chai lattes now, they're taking photos of themselves having a chai latte, tagging me in my story, and telling me, oh my gosh, I'm having a chai latte just like Stephanie, or something along those lines. And it's so funny now because there's different things like that, whether it's, doodle dogs or chai lattes or things like that people are seeing and immediately thinking of me and my personal brand and keeping my brand top of mind when it comes to the people that follow me. So that can be another really cool perk of sharing things like this, because you can have people fall in love with you and your brand, and then they're thinking of you and you come top of mind when they're seeing these different things in their life. And something I just want to throw out here, because something I know I struggled with when I first started my business, is knowing what fun facts to share, what was going to resonate with my audience, what are the things that would attract them to my personal brand. And something you can do is almost test different fun facts. So think about those different fun facts about yourself, things that you genuinely love. Maybe it's a certain drink you always get. Maybe it's something you have to do every morning on your morning routine. Or maybe you go on vacation to the same place every year and you are absolutely obsessed with it. It can be anything as surface level as any of those things, and anything that you're comfortable sharing. And when you think about those things, you can share them on your social media, share them within your personal brand, and just see how the people resonate with it, whether they find it funny, whether they relate to it, whether they like it, whether people start thinking of you when they see those things. And it can take some time. There's this marketing rule that people have to see things 7 times before they actually remember your brand and decide to actually purchase from you. So if you apply this same concept to a personal brand and the different things about us, people might have to see things 5, 6, 7 times before they start relating that thing to your personal brand. But once they start relating that to your personal brand, it can be a really cool way to, just have like these surface level things that people are relating to you and what your brand is. And if some of your fun facts just don't seem like they're landing well with your audience and your audience isn't really connecting with them, something that you can do that I have done that worked really, really well is, maybe go a little bit further with that fun fact or tweak it a little bit. So for example, I am chocolate obsessed. Like when I have a dessert, when I have anything sweet, I just want straight up chocolate of anything. I don't want chocolate mixed with something. I just want like chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake, brownies, like anything just chocolate is like, it can almost really never be too rich in chocolate for me. And I would share about that on my social media, my Instagram, and it didn't really seem to resonate with my audience very well. I wasn't getting, a lot of people saying, oh, that's funny, like I like that, or things like that. And so I decided to test something different. And I took a step further and thought, what's something chocolate related that I do on a consistent basis or that I eat on a consistent basis? And something that I tend to do is I tend to go to the cupboard and just grab a handful of like semi-sweet chocolate chips that you're supposed to use for baking, but I will just grab a handful and throw it in my mouth just for something sweet if I want it like in the middle of the afternoon. And I started sharing that, and I have never had so many responses of people saying, that is hilarious, I would have never thought to do that, or people saying, I do the exact same thing. So you can, take it a step further and tweak it almost to see what are the things that people are going to find funny, what are the things they're going to relate to, and that are going to stand out from what other people are sharing in their personal brand. Remember, it should still be authentic to you, who you are, things that you do. Don't make it not authentic. Don't make things up, right? But you can also pick and choose, and you can try different things and just see what are the things that resonate with people. What are people like learning from you specifically? Okay, I've already been filming for a while, and this is already getting really long, and so I'm gonna try to go through, there's 3 more categories. I'm gonna try to go through them a little more quickly so you can hopefully cover them all. So the second category I almost like to categorize when it comes to my personal brand and the things that I'm sharing is your why. So this goes a little bit deeper than just those surface level fun facts, right? Like you're going a little bit more below the level and you're sharing about, maybe why you started your business, why you love serving the people that you serve, and making sure that you're weaving that through a lot of the things that you are doing. So for me, a big part of my brand is also my marriage and my relationship with my husband. And there are, obviously I don't share everything about our relationship online, right? But there are a lot of things I am comfortable sharing. And so that's been a huge thread throughout my personal brand ever since I started my business, even with my photography business, and something that a lot of people relate to, a lot of people love seeing from me, especially over on Instagram or on my blog or things like that. And so, if you can think about what are the things behind the surface level? What are the things why you do what you do, why you love serving your people? What are those things, and how can you either share about that in an Instagram caption, share about that in a blog post, share about that on your stories, weave that into your educational content, whatever it is, you can share about why you love what you do. For example, when I was a photographer, my big why behind shooting weddings was marriage. And so sharing about my husband was a really cool way to share, I'm married too. I think marriage is awesome. Sharing about, the things I've loved about marriage and all of those different things, and encouraging my couples as they were getting married themselves. For my business now, a huge why for me and why I do what I do as an educator is helping others to show up confidently in their business and show up online and to feel like they have the confidence to do that. And that's something that I really incorporate into if you go to my website, it's on my website, it's on my Instagram, and a lot of my products that I sell, I'm incorporating almost this theme of confidence and giving you the confidence to know exactly what to do in order to help grow your business online. And so, just think about this kind of goes back to if you've done that foundational work of branding and your business and why you're doing what you're doing, you probably already have a good idea of this, but if you don't, journaling it out, thinking about, what it motivates you to actually show up and serve and to grow your business can be a really cool way to also weave that into your personal brand and to connect with your ideal client on a deeper level. Category number 3 that I really like to think about is what are your strengths, and really how can that relate to how you can fix problems for your ideal client. And so this, I think, is a cool part of having a personal brand, because you can use, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur or if you have a personal brand where you are the face of the brand, you can really use your personal strengths, what are the things you're naturally really good at, and really draw that out in your business and use that as a cool way to fix people's problems. For example, when it comes to small business education, I've really gone the route of sharing a lot about social media, a lot about more of the maybe more difficult tech things that maybe some other people, it's harder for them to figure out. And I absolutely love using that in order to serve my people and to show up and serve you guys really well in that, and to explain, exactly how you do this technical thing with Instagram Reels, or how you, show up and grow an Instagram account or something along those lines. I've really been able to use that to help fix your problems specifically, and use a strength of mine that's been a strength in my personal business and use that when I'm educating others. For another example is when I was a photographer, I am naturally very organized, very detail oriented, especially when it came to serving my photography clients. And so I made that huge theme in my photography services and telling them straight up before they even booked me that if they want a photographer that's organized, that is on top of it, that is detail oriented, that I am going to be that person for them. And so just thinking about what are the things that you're naturally good at, how you can bring that into your personal brand can be a really awesome way to have a personal brand that's standing out and helping to fix their problems. Because if you can fix people's problems, you are well on your way to booking out your client calendar, or, growing your personal brand, or growing as a content creator. If you're able to give people wins, that is huge. So having a personal brand, and especially if you are the face of your brand, if you are the person behind the business, it can be a really cool way to do that. All right, on the 4th category, finally. So the 4th category is your personal style, and how that relates into the aesthetic of your brand. And so I think when it comes to a personal brand, and when this goes a little bit more into website design, graphic design, designing. I obviously am not a graphic designer, so keep that in mind as I'm saying all of this. But I also think it is important when you're thinking about the design of your business, when it comes to colors, the overall aesthetic of your brand. I think when you have a personal brand, you want your brand to represent you and also represent the client you're trying to attract. Because it doesn't do any good to have a brand that is 100% you and who you are, but it doesn't relate at all to the people that you want to serve, and it isn't attracting the people you want to serve. Maybe you want to serve clients that generally have a very boho, moody aesthetic. If you have a very bright and preppy brand, it's not going to relate to those clients very well. So you have to keep that in mind too, and almost create this merge of, who are you as a personal brand, what's going to feel authentic to you when it comes to designing your brand, but at the same time, what is going to attract your ideal clients. And again, working with a graphic designer or having a really strategic website template is going to really help you with that. And I actually, I didn't even plan to include this, but I have a discount code for the girl who did my website template. She is incredible. If you use code Stephanie on any of her website templates, you get 12% off. I'll put a link down below if you want to check that out. If you are looking for a new website, I absolutely love her. It is with a website program or platform called Show It, and I am obsessed with Show It. I use it for my website, and it is incredible. So if you want to check that out, we'll have that down below if you want to check it out. She does a really good job of giving you, no matter what kind of entrepreneur you are, for coaches, service-based businesses, wedding professionals, like anyone across the board, she has really great website templates for. So yeah, if you want to check that out, that'll be down below. And if you want me to do another video more in depth on like your website, general things to keep in mind, creating your website, designing your website, all of those things, I have been wanting to do that video for a while. So comment below and let me know if you want me to do that on my channel soon. I'd be more than happy to put that together and do that for you guys. That would be super fun. So just let me know. Okay, so the next thing that I really wanted to touch on in this video is basically, once you have the foundations of your personal brand, you know what your personal brand is, you know your target audience, you know, what are the different components of your personal brand, then it's time to consider, okay, where are you going to grow your personal brand? Like, it doesn't do you any good to have a good, strong personal brand, but, how are you going to convey that online? Like, where are you going to put it? Where are you going to share about it? How is it going to come to life? So that's the next thing that I really want to chat about with you guys and share exactly like how I'm doing that and where I'm doing that. The first place to grow your personal brand, which is probably one of the best places to grow your personal brand, is on social media. And the reason for that is because it feels a little bit more, day-to-day, day in the life, a little bit more personal maybe than even a website or a blog can be. So that's the next thing I was going to suggest is making sure you're sharing your personal brand on your website and your blog. And these need to be your home base in your business. You need to make sure that everything that you're doing with social media is pointing back to your website, your blog, because if you lose your social media, then you don't have anything else if that's your home base. So make sure that your website and your blog are like the primary home bases in your business. Everything else is pointing back to that. But I do think that social media is so powerful when it comes to growing your personal brand, just because it does feel a little bit more like they're following along with a friend and learning about them and getting to know them and all of those things. So social media would be one of the biggest ways I would say to grow your personal brand, but also make sure that you are incorporating your personal brand, who you are, on your website, on your about page of your website, on your blog, all of those different things, and make sure that you're incorporating it into basically everything that you're doing. And another thing to consider when growing your personal brand is thinking about growing your personal brand in person. And this kind of goes back to making sure, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that the personal brand you're growing online, you are the exact same person in person, that is genuine to who you are. Again, you can curate what you share online. You don't have to share everything about your life online. I don't think it's probably not healthy to share every single thing about you and your life online. However, I do think that it needs to be genuine to you. It needs to be authentic to who you are as a person and your personality and the things that you like. So if someone were to meet you in real life, you would seem like the same person that they've been following online. And so making sure that in-person interaction, the people you meet in person, those things can lead to business connections. And so make sure that the brand that you are representing in person represents your personal brand that you're growing online really well. And at the end of the day, when it comes to growing a personal brand, the biggest thing you want people to say when they land on your Instagram, when they land on your website, when they land on your blog, that is definitely not a word, blog, is you want them to think, oh my gosh, this person is for me. Or you want them to think, I just really do not vibe with this person. Like, you want them to either instantly be attracted to your brand or to instantly be repelled from your brand. You want to make sure that you have a very clear ideal client, personal brand, the people you are targeting, the things that you love, and make sure it's genuine to you and make sure that you are attracting and repelling. If you are not repelling people in your business, if there are not people who do not like what you are doing, you are not taking a stand enough in who you are in your personal brand. So I hope this was really helpful. If this video, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It'd be so encouraging for me. This video is a little different than what I normally do when it comes to like social media and content creation on my channel, but it was something you guys really wanted to hear about and learn more about. And I think it's something that is very foundational when it comes to building a small business and building an online brand. No matter what you are doing, what you are trying to do, I think all the other things when it comes to social media, when it comes to Instagram, even like Instagram Reels, I think all of those things should be filtered through what is my brand, what is my brand messaging, who's my ideal client, making sure all of those things line up with the people you're trying to serve. And having a personal brand, building that out is one of the foundational things you can do that's going to make a lot of those things easier because you know exactly the problems you're trying to solve, the people you're serving, and all of that stuff. So I hope you guys loved this. I am uploading a new video again on Tuesday, noon Eastern Standard Time. That's my uploading schedule around here. I upload a new video. I upload a new video every single week, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.